But now we together as Americans, regardless of whether or not you've been affected, regardless of what your race is, regardless of your ethnicity or religion, we must stand up together as a unified front as Americans and fight for change, because no one else will.
After the Florida Parkland shooting, Florida legislature passed new gun control laws that only need to be signed into law by Governor Rick Scott. New rules include raising the minimum age of buying a firearm to 21 and having a 3-day waiting period when purchasing a gun in Florida. It also includes the new Coach Aaron Fai's Guardian Program, named after the football coach killed in the shooting while protecting students. The Guardian Program allows school staff to arm themselves, but full-time educators will not be allowed to carry guns in school. Coaches, librarians, and counselors will be able to have weapons inside of a school, but not teachers. Seeing as more people are becoming concerned about school shootings and guns in general, I asked those most likely to be affected by the passage of new gun laws to prevent school shootings, students themselves, what they thought should be done.
Arming teachers in school, I don't know. I'm against arming them with like a firearm, but like a non-lethal option, like a, I don't know, taser maybe. But firearms, no, because I mean, we see it with like the police, how there's corrupt police who use their authority to kill. And so it's kind of like the same situation can happen.
Arming teachers in school, I feel like there needs to be background reports if they were to arm a teacher in school. I could see it being a possibility in certain areas, but as of today, I don't think it's the right thing to do.
I don't think teachers should be armed in school.
But for the actual gun control, there's a lot the Republican-led Florida legislature actually passed. The age to buy firearms is raised to 21, but law enforcement and military personnel are exempt from this. Along with the 3-day waiting period, bump stocks are now legal to buy or own in Florida, something that the U.S. House of Representatives and Senate has yet to deliver on after promising to ban them. Police can petition in court to have risk protection orders placed on people to restrict firearm or ammunition ownership. Finally, $400 million is being allocated to school mental health and counseling programs. In Michigan, you only need a permit to buy pistols and other handguns, but you don't need an owner's license. You can open carry any type of gun in Michigan, and there is no restriction on how big the magazine is on a handgun or rifle. Background checks in Michigan are only for handguns, not AR-15 style long rifles. You only need to be 18 to purchase rifles in Michigan, and anyone from any state can buy in or from Michigan. This is one of the laws that changed in Florida after Nicholas Cruz bought an AR-15 that was used in the shooting. The only gun you can't buy if you have a criminal or mental health history is a rifle in Michigan. Handguns are still available to purchase.
Should Michigan gun laws be more restrictive than they are now? I personally think they should. I mean, you can't drink until you're 21, but you can buy a firearm at 18. Doesn't really make sense. I mean, yeah, you can serve for your country at 18. That's a different situation, really. But the bump stocks, I personally feel, should be banned, because any weapon that, you know, can be turned into a fully auto, because fully autos are against the law, but turning a gun into a fully auto isn't. So
I feel like the Florida is more aware because of, you know, the recent situations that occurred there. I feel like Michigan should still take the same approach, even though we haven't had like a situation like that, because, you know, what is it going to take to make those laws for something to happen? So I feel like they should take care of it before something does happen.
Yeah, I think Michigan sucks with their gun control laws, and they should be better.
Gun control laws introduced in Florida are often supported and passed in other states. Concealed carry in the United States is based off of a 1987 law passed in Florida. The new legislation is a big change from the usual rhetoric out of Florida Republicans, who are usually against any form of gun control. Because so many juniors and seniors in high school will be voting in the next couple of elections, I asked them what they thought about assault weapon bans and whether or not those topics will sway their vote.
Yeah, they shouldn't be like legal, because why do we need them?
Depending on your background check, if you are, you know, military or ex-military, I feel like assault rifles should be permitted to only those who might have experience with it instead of just everyday people. And then yeah, it's all about the background check to me.
I personally feel that assault-style weapons should be banned. Nationwide, there definitely needs to be more of a serious conversation about it. Because right now, a bunch of people are just kind of brushing it off like, oh, these kids don't know what they're talking about. But in reality, these kids that they speak of are the ones who have the voice to change the future. So they might as well listen up now before something happens later on. I mean, we can't keep having these massive school shootings, especially, ones that are on such a level as Stoneman Douglas.
I'm Cameron Montgomery, reporting for WB Laker Update.